It's great to be here today. Both Anthony and I are excited to be here and speak with all of you. Today we're here because we know our country is moving in the wrong direction. Unfortunately, elected officials are only part of the problem. Many of our problems today are a result of failed leadership at the CEO level as well. Big business is undermining our interests. Frankly, we the people have had enough of CEOs who are undermining our liberties. The financial CEOs who made bad bets on mortgages and then needed taxpayers to bail them out. That's you. Auto CEOs that allow labor unions and environmental activists to drive their businesses into the ground, and then we had to bail them out. The CEOs who worked with the progressive politicians that gave us Obamacare. And now we have CEOs who are working to advance cap and trade and energy policy that will cripple our economy. Indeed, CEOs threaten our liberty as much as any individual progressive politician. And it's time that we, the people, let CEOs know that we're here and we hold them accountable for their business decisions. President Obama is using big business to advance his progressive policy agenda. I'm going to describe how Obama is using big business and then urge you to take action to break the Obama corporate alliance. Obama's big business strategy is based on transforming the business community from a formidable opponent into a powerful ally. Obama converted CEOs by tailoring his policy objectives to appeal to the short-term business interests. Through this strategy, Obama has altered the special interest group balance of power, which has greatly enhanced the possibility for him to achieve his agenda. After all the special interest groups take their piece of the American pie, all of us are going to suffer from higher taxes and reduced liberty. As we all know, special interest groups in D.C. wield a huge amount of power, but until recently, these groups' balanced power was kind of conflicted. We used to have progressive politicians teaming up with advocacy groups like labor unions and environmental groups, and they used to be opposed by conservative elected officials and big business. We had a healthy tension there. Under Obama, big business has changed teams. A lot of big business is now supporting the Obama agenda. When you have all the special interest groups and all their money and power on one side, you have tipped the scale in the balance of the progressive movement and their agenda. With this system, the left side of this equation, to no surprise, get all what they want. Progressives get a bigger government and more control. Big business gets short-term profits that fuels bonuses and stock options, and in most cases, a lot of cases, blocks out competition. And the taxpayer gets to pay for it all in terms of reduced liberty and higher taxes. This is a situation we're dealing with today. Let me give you two brief examples of Obama's big business strategy. Obamacare. Obamacare's victory was driven by the drug companies. Going into the Obamacare debate, it was estimated that the drug companies had $200 million to throw around in Washington. Obama also knew that Hillary Care went down in 1994, it went down in flames because the pharmaceutical industry fought it. So Obama knew this, being a community activist president, he knew he needed drug companies on his team to win. So how did he get their support? It was pretty easy. He just caved on two of their biggest primary issues for the drug industry. They wanted, drug industry fears drug reimportation from other countries. They didn't want that. And they certainly didn't want to negotiate drug prices with Medicare. That's their two holy grails. So industry, in the deal Obama worked with them, industry was protected from that. And in exchange, what did Obama get? Obama got drug industry support that lobbied for his agenda. Partnering with these interest groups, Obama partnering with the drug industry was kind of a different tack for him, because going in, when he was campaigning, he was a fierce critic of the drug industry, and he promised to let drugs be reimported into the country, and he promised to make Medicare negotiate with drug companies. Well, he flipped in order to get their support. so much for his promise of, new politics. So drug companies won this battle, and it's important to point out that the industry lobbied with coalition. So the drug industry did advertising campaigns with liberal activist groups, and they advertised in the amount of $67 million, has been estimated, where they ran ads, pro-Obama ads. The CEO of Pfizer wrote a commentary with the labor union head of SEIU. So once again, you have these special interest groups, and you have big labor and big business together. We the people get left on the sidelines. For those who want to keep score, Obama, unions, drug industry, they all got what they wanted. And the American people who didn't want Obamacare and now have to pay for it, we get stuck with it. Now let's turn to cap and trade. Because of global warming concerns, progressive politicians and environmentalists want to reduce our use of fossil fuels. They want to reduce emissions. Since 85% of our energy comes from the burning of gas, gasoline, coal, and natural gas, reducing dependence on fossil fuels is going to be expensive. Policymakers could pursue an energy tax, that is just tax carbon. But there's a problem with that. Big business would fight it. So the problem becomes, for a politician, how can you construct a legislative agenda where you can get big business to lobby for you? The answer is cap and trade. Under a cap and trade system, the government sets a limit of carbon dioxide emissions, and then if the company's over a limit, it allows that company to buy an emission allotment from another company that's under. That's the trade part. There's another more bizarre part of cap and trade, and this is the idea of carbon offsets. You buy a carbon offset from a company that says they're going to plant trees. Planting trees will reduce carbon dioxide, and then you can buy that as a credit. That's the other part of the trade. So what you're bringing in is, before big business would fight it on taxes, now with the trade part, you're starting to get that Pavlovian big business animal starting to drool. Let me name a few examples. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase want to make big money trading carbon credits. It's been estimated that the carbon trading market will be larger than the oil trading market. A coalition, it's not just the banks, a coalition of corporations joined a group called the United States Climate Action Partnership. And in this group you have oil companies, BP was a member, until recently I might add, coal-burning utilities, together with environmental lobby. When you put those lobbies together, we the people get left out in the cold. And with cap and trade, believe me, it's going to be cold for us.